Welcome back to the Baptist Hill Studios for another episode of Dolphins HQ. We're going to go ahead and jump right into the tape this week and talk about one of my favorite players on the team, one of my favorite players in recent Dolphins history, center Aaron Brewer, and take a look at some of these clips. We know about Brewer's ability to get out in space and make all these blocks running out wide, but I'm going to show you a few clips of him right here, just asserting his will on the interior for this Jalen Wright touchdown in the pistol formation. Go ahead and motion Julian Hill into the insert, run it right down the middle for a Jalen Wright touchdown right there against the New York Jets. Let's go ahead and take a look at the footwork here of Brewer, whose responsibility is this Mike linebacker got to climb, seal him out of the A-gap, and let Wright find the touchdown. So we're going to kind of slow play our block right here. Just watch the feet, patient feet. Get yourself gathered on the other side of his outside shoulder so you can pin him back this way and seal him, get across his face, and then look at the lunge into the block. Explode through the block, move him off the football. I mean, that linebacker wants to kind of hold that point, but he's on the goal line, and he winds up back in the paint right there and eventually on the ground as Aaron Brewer. I can't watch these clips of this guy without laughing because he's so dominant, play in, play out, whether it's speed, physicality, just asserting his will. He has been so much fun to watch all year long. Let's go ahead and show you some more here because this guy is just a blast to watch on tape every single week. We're going to overtake a two-eye technique. What's a two-eye technique? Off the inside shoulder of your right guard. An overtake means we have to get wide of him and seal him back inside, which is exactly what Aaron Brewer does. Hit that reach block, explode out of the blocks. My goodness, he is so quick off the snap. Who's quicker off the snap in this league than Aaron Brewer? He's already moved a full gap, and no one else has really gotten out of their stance yet. He is so quick off the football. Attach those hands, get that combination block hip to hip, shoulder to shoulder there with Cole Strange. Seal it back to the inside, and there goes Wright once again for a big run, man. The physicality, the strength, the hand placement, the punch, the drive, everything about Aaron Brewer is just all pro quality, in my opinion. Now we're going to show you a couple of clips of him doing what he does best, man. Getting out in space. Frankie Louvu, go Cougs, but not in this particular play. He's going to hit a block way out in space up here to escort Devon Achane on a long run. Go ahead and show you the entire clip. In fact, it's so dominant, the ref right here is like, that's got to be a foul. Wait, no, it's not. Put it back in my pocket. Let's go ahead and wind this thing back. You see Brewer doing his little skip right there. That's when you know he knows he made a big-time play. That's kind of his celebration move that he does every single time, which is about 300 times this season, making blocks like this. Go ahead and climb to the Mike linebacker once again. Get outside of him. Wall him off. Put that little hand, that left hand on him to kind of stabilize the block and put yourself in position to get upside on the upfield shoulder, and then just run him off. Just stay in front of him and run him all the way off, and what do? We finish with him on the ground. Aaron Brewer, you, sir, are an absolute stud. Let's go back to a game against the New York Jets and watch him do his thing once again in space. Watch how quick Brewer is to get off this football right here. You're going to see clips sometimes where we get pulling guard action. Sometimes things can get muddled up right here. You can do all this because Brewer is so quick to explode off the football and get to his assignments and make his blocks. We're going to go ahead and snap this thing. Little fake handoff, toss back to Achane for a touchdown run off the right side. Gets into the end zone, breaking tackles. Devon Achane, also one hell of a player. Let's go ahead and look at Brewer here. Fire off the ball. Get away from that kind of squeeze of those two defensive tackles and climb to the linebacker and just go make another block where we finish. Where at? Yep, you're on the ground once again because you had to go up against Aaron Brewer. Connect, throw him to the ground. Devon Achane in for 6. Dolphins score once again. And there's that skip again. I told you, when he makes a big block, watch what he does. Little skip. Yeah, I just did that. What a play. What a season. Aaron Brewer was awesome all year for the Miami Dolphins, and I cannot wait to watch him do more for the Dolphins going forward. Before we get into my choices for the annual Dolphins HQ Team Awards, let's recognize the Miami Dolphins Team Award winners from the 2025 season. Running back Devon Achane was voted Dan Marino Most Valuable Player. Linebacker Jordan Brooks earned the Don Shula Leadership Award. And linebacker Cameron Good was named the team's Ed Block Courage Award winner, with tight end Julian Hill being honored with the Nat Moore Community Service Award. All very deserving and great representatives of the Aqua and Orange. Now, on to the HQ Team Awards, where even the categories were selected by yours truly once again. Rookie of the Year, Jordan Phillips. Shouldn't be a surprise for the regular HQ audience out there. From that preseason opening game in Chicago, his play strength was obvious, and it's been consistent on his tape all year long. He has the chops to one gap and penetrate, but he's at his absolute best when he's being a technician when it comes to two gapping, which is essentially winning a wrestling match in a phone booth, reading the flow of the play, disengaging from a block at the right time, and making a tackle. The counting stats don't jump off the page, but the discrepancy in team run defense with and without Jordan Phillips on the field speaks to his value at that nose tackle position. Miami's run defense is 1.1 yards per carry better when 94 is on the field. We've also seen the play alongside him with Kenneth Grant, Zeke Biggers, developing and playing well together, brings the entire run defense together with those three rookies up front. My outstanding offensive player of the year, Aaron Brewer. We just talked about him in the breakdown. This was a tough choice to make. You could argue Brewer was the team MVP this year, but we'll slot him in here for the unique schemes the Dolphins are able to dial up because of his rare skill set. He's the best center in football for my money right now, especially within this scheme. He routinely hits blocks outside the numbers, and he makes it look really easy. Miami's primary scheme is the outside zone, but Brewer's flexibility allows him to call gap runs where he can reach and seal, climb to the second level, or drive nose tackles off the ball into the end zone for touchdowns. He's also been stout in pass protection, allowing just 2 quarterback hits and 12 pressures this season. That's third fewest among centers who have at least 500 pass blocking snaps on the year. My outstanding defensive player of the year, another guy that could have easily been team MVP for me, linebacker Jordan Brooks. Brooks was a force multiplier in the middle. He's a tone setter, a culture builder, and one hell of a football player. His 169 tackles leads the NFL through 17 weeks. He also led all high-volume linebackers in EPA lost per tackle. Essentially what that means, among every down players, nobody created more defensive wins when they made tackles than Jordan Brooks. The NFL has undergone a transformation in recent years. Gone are the days of the deep ball and all the gaudy stats, and the smash mouth era has returned. As a result, teams are desperate to find players that are just as good playing downhill as they are running vertical, and that's Brooks' entire game. He can match a tight end 25 yards downfield to seam in coverage, he can rush the quarterback, bowl over the running back and make the sack, and he constantly occupies and wins in 2 gaps against the run. He is very, very special. I might be biased, but I think he is the best off-ball linebacker in football this entire season. Team MVP, you might know where I'm going here. I think Brooks and Brew were exceptional, but this has to be Devon Achane. He is him.
Achane, he's got room again.
Himmy Neutron, Bob SquarePants. All right, I'm done. A player with his speed should not have the contact balance and ability to slip off 275-pound tacklers in short areas the way he does. He can churn out the hard yards and gap scheme. He can hit the explosive play. Nobody in football has more runs of 10-plus yards than Achane since 2023 when he got in the league. He's got 40 of them. He can catch wheels and digs. He scores on screens. There's nothing he can't do. He's also going to finish with the second most yards from scrimmage in a season in Miami Dolphins history. Only Ricky Williams in 2002 had more. That is why Devon Achane is the Dolphins 2025 MVP. This week's Opponent Spotlight, presented by Govee. We're going to shake things up a little bit and jump into the film of Drake Maye and his big performance against the New York Jets and look back at the problems that he can present for the Dolphins in the season finale up in Foxborough in Week 18. Let's go ahead and show this clip right here. A little tight formation down at the goal line. Touchdown pass right here. 1 of 5 on the day for Drake Maye. Motion the tight end. You get man coverage right there with the responsibility going with the motion man. Play action this thing. Wide open in the back of the end zone. Just flip it back there for a touchdown. I want to show you this angle of the play because it's more about his arm talent in this play, the ability to drop the arm angle, throw it off of 1 foot, and just put this thing right on the money. I mean, look at these mechanics. This is not how it's coached. The feet are spread apart, the arms back behind the ear, just gonna lob that thing out there, and it's right on the money for the touchdown to his tight end in the back of the end zone. You can't place that thing any better with trail coverage there from the man coverage. So he's open, but Drake Maye just making these crazy kind of throws, which is going to be the theme of this breakdown here as the Patriots steamrolled the New York Jets last week. Let's go ahead and watch this play. We're going to motion the back to make an empty formation right here. Nobody back there with Drake Maye. Empty gun, double Ys, unbalanced here to the boundary side of the formation. And the Jets are presenting a too-high look right here. So it could be possibly 2-man. You got man defenders kind of matched up across the board here, but we have these 2 high safeties. How do they rotate, though? Well, they're going to kind of walk down and tip their hand. He's kind of sneaking over right here to this double Y I mentioned earlier. We're going to have man responsibility right here, and Drake Maye is going to see this and say, oh, you're not in cover 2. You're not in 2-man. You're actually in cover 0 because both these defenders are going to come after me, and we're going to get 6 rushers and 5 coverage defenders on the backside. Man across the board. I know my hot route right here in the slot. I'm trusting my guy to win. Let me buy some extra time, throw it right on the upfield shoulder, and here we go for another explosive Patriots play against the New York Jets. He dissected this thing at the snap, knew what kind of coverage he was going to get, knew that he was hot, knew the rush was coming, had to get it out quickly, and does exactly that. Let's go ahead and go to the end zone angle here and just take a look once again at the arm talent. Watch the way he drops this arm angle. He can deliver the football from really any slot he needs to, whether it's over the top, three-quarter, down by the side, by the hip, like a shortstop in baseball. We heard Quinn Ewers speak about his shortstop ability, or his shortstop experience back in when he was a kid, and how he can make those throws no look off platform. Drake Maye has that in spades as well. Once again, the feet, we're not at all aligned to our target. We got a free hitter right in our face. Just go ahead and put that thing right on the target on the upfield shoulder. Trust your guy to win. He crosses face. Throw with anticipation, boom, explosive play on a cover zero look there against this Jets defense. Let's go ahead and fast forward to some off-structure play right here. So the Patriots' offensive call is going to get beat right here by the Jets' defensive call. What I mean by that is there is just nowhere to go. We got a couple of outs right here. We're plastered in man coverage. The running back kind of drops into the check down area right here, but the whole defender's ready to drive on that. We're covered up here. We're driving on an out route here. Our cut blocks were not super successful, so we're all of a sudden hot with this guy coming down the left side of the formation there. And Drake Maye's just going to buy some time, move, and throw that friggin' dart up the sideline for a long completion. Go ahead and widen this thing back. We got double wides in the formation there. A couple receivers split out wide, single back. Jets are going to bring four. Again, that cut block is what kind of creates this play, or creates the ability for Drake to have to create out of structure, that in the coverage. But no problem. We know that he can make this throw downfield, so go ahead and wheel out and run vertically. Drake off the back foot once again from the 25-yard line. Just flicks it down to the 40-yard line. I'm no mathematician. That's 25. That is 35 yards off the back foot, falling away from the throw right on the target. This guy, whether it's in structure, beating your pre-snap coverage, whether it's just making ridiculous throws or going off script, he seems to kind of have it all. It's a reason right now why he might be one of the top vote getters for MVP in the NFL this year. Him and Matt Stafford are going to be pretty close in my opinion, and Drake Maye has done everything he can to put himself in position to get the MVP vote and possibly take the Patriots to a 1 seed if they can pull off a win and a Broncos loss this weekend. So Drake Maye, really impressive stuff against the Jets, really impressive stuff all year long. Tough matchup for the Miami Dolphins to close the 2025 season. All right, so before we get out of here, I wanted to show you easily one of my favorite plays in the entire NFL season here for 2025. We've been doing these breakdowns of other plays across the league, some fun stuff to look at. I saw this play on Sunday, and I texted my producer, Ariel, and said, we have to talk about Cody Ford's reception and run after the catch here for the Cincinnati Bengals. Who is Cody Ford, you might be asking? He is this offensive lineman right here who is flexed out to the one in a 3-by-1 formation. The gall, you know what I'm saying? To put a person that size, that position at this spot, and to run a hitch route, and then to throw him the hitch route? I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw this. We're going to go ahead and show you the run after the catch here in just 1 second. Let's go ahead, maybe access some Chris Berman impressions here, because Cody, better than a Chevy Ford right here, going to line up out wide and run this sick hitch route. Watch this off the line of scrimmage, sink the hips, I'm just joking, he just kind of runs out there, but he makes a great catch, and the transition into a runner after the fact, get off me, down the sideline, 25 yards. At first and goal for the Bengals. What a catch and run here from Cody Ford. I'm so excited about what we get these last few weeks of the NFL season. Teams kind of trying some new things. Why not put your swing tackle at the one to the 3-by-1 set and throw him a hitch against a cornerback who's like, you can kind of tell, he's like, there's no way. There's just no way, right? He's going to do it. I got to tackle him, and he can't tackle him. And he gets, 20 yards after the catch. I just love this play. Had to talk about it. Had to break it down because it's one of my favorite things I saw this entire season. That's going to do it for us here for this episode of Dolphins HQ from the Baptist Hill Studios. As we transition into the offseason, we're going to switch to a bi-weekly schedule, but don't worry, we'll be here to break down everything the offseason has to offer this year, from free agency all the way up to the draft. Also, don't forget to check out the Drive Time podcast, hosted by yours truly, covering all that stuff every day for you. Available 5 days per week in season, 3 days per week out of the season. Subscribe to the Dolphins YouTube channel for new episodes of Mic'd Up, Coach McDaniel breakdowns, and media availabilities. Enjoy an exciting week in the regular season finale this week in the NFL, and we'll see you back here shortly.